why I love Anchor. Like, seriously, everybody knows, that who listens to my podcast, that I'm a newbie. And I haven't had my podcast that long. But the reason why I love Anchor is because one, it's so easy. It's free and everybody love free. There's creation tools that you can record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. I'm always on my phone. Even if I'm on the go, I can record my podcast. I can edit my podcast. They distribute to all the streaming services, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Like, they do all of that for you within the app. You can make money from your podcast, no minimum listenership. Everything you need to know to make a podcast is in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's so easy. Like, if I can do it, anyone can do it. If you're passionate about something, make a podcast. It's so easy. And you can talk all day about whatever it is that you're passionate about. So go ahead and go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey, welcome to That Shit Was Poetic, where we touch on all things poetic, like music, poetry, art, movies, quotes, and famous poets. I'm your host, Nikki. So I'm back on another Friday. Hope you all had a good week. It's Friday. And guess what? The good thing about this Friday is, yes, you get to catch this vibe with me. Catch this vibe Fridays. That's what's up. So, what is the difference between pursuit and chase? I love a good pursuit. I love when a man can show you that they're interested in you and take you out on nice dates, treat you nice, show up, be attentive, do all of those things that a woman loves to actually show you that they're interested in you, giving you time. And it's not about spending money. I mean, at the end of the day, I think people can go on nice dates and spend under $50 or sometimes free. It's about the quality time. And it's about that time that's spent where you're engaging in each other, engaging in conversation, showing your interest, just showing each other that you're digging each other. I think that's the most important. It's not always about spending money, but don't get me wrong, women do love when a man spends money on them. Women do love being taken out on nice dates, but it's not always about expensive dates. I also love when two people are digging each other and they're showing each other that they're interested, and you can take the man out too. Don't get me wrong. Like, men like to be taken out as well, especially in the relationship. I feel like two people who are in a relationship definitely can spoil each other. So it's not just about, taking a woman out on nice dates. Men like to be treated good as well. Find out what his hobbies are. Find out what, the things that they are interested in, and show up and support and show that man that you can treat him good too. Then we have chase. Now, for me, when you pursue a woman or a man, you're showing that person that you're interested in them. And it's also being reciprocated. I feel like when a person is chasing someone, one person is not reciprocating that they like it. And then you have someone who's constantly calling you, texting you, trying to take you out, and all of those things. But to be honest, you can have two people that are interested in each other, and one person feels like, they want the other person to chase them. So I take it back. You can't have two people that are interested in each other. I think the chase is what some people like. For me, I don't really like games. I don't want someone to chase me. I want someone to be equally interested in me as I am with them. I want to treat that person nice and they treat me nice. And it's an equal thing. I don't want someone to feel like, they have to constantly do things for me, take me out, and I just allow it all the time and I sit back and, I'm not reciprocating. Do you like to be pursued or chased?
I like to be pursued, preferably.
Do you think there's a difference?
I do. I think there's a difference. I think that for me, being pursued is more someone actually wanting to get to know you. And chase sounds to me as if it's just someone that's out to get a quick whatever it is they may be chasing you for.
Thank you for that. Would you like to be pursued or chased?
I think I want to be pursued. Actually, I know I want to be pursued.
Do you think there's a difference?
Totally. Just thinking about the verbiage of each word. Pursuing sounds more like a quest and conquering something and diving deeper into what your, I guess, challenge is. A chase sounds more like a game to me. Like once you're done, it's over. End of game. You're out. Got what I wanted. So definitely a pursuit for me.
Do you like to be pursued or chased? Or do you like to do the pursuing?
I think I like to be pursued.
Do you think there's a difference?
I think chase is like a watered down version of pursued. Like pursuit is like more intense.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there is a difference.
Do you like to be pursued or chased?
I prefer pursued.
Do you think there's a difference?
I think so. But also, I feel like people can want both at some points in life. Like, not everybody is up for being pursued. It just depends on the situation of where you are and, like, what you want. Like, some people don't want a relationship, so they might not want to be pursued or get pursued. Maybe they just want to chase after whatever they need in that moment.
Hanging out. Well, what are you pursuing?
Right. For me to be pursuing someone, it would have to be someone that I probably already met and perhaps had some type of conversation, and I found it to be interesting enough for me to pursue that person for perhaps a date and making it into something further, if possible.
Sometimes a chase can turn into a pursuit. Like maybe initially it was just like, let's see. But then maybe they said something, did something, or whatever, and I was like, I might try to pursue this.
Yeah, and somehow for me, the word chase puts it on a different realm. I think I like just the wording of pursuing someone.
So what do you think about, like, if two people are interested in each other and the pursuit is stronger on one party and it becomes a chase and, like, you're not engaging in that?
And then it turned into a chase? That would just depend on the response that I was getting, because I wouldn't want to appear as if I'm stalking. Sometimes that chase can turn into what looks like something other than chasing. Could turn into what looks like stalking.
To a certain extent, I would pursue a guy, like, if I'm interested in them, and I'm a certain type of person, I'm gonna get what I want, so if I want you, I'm gonna go and get you.
I like that.
Me too.
How do you feel?
I think I, to a certain extent, agree with Kamaya. Like, I definitely pursue, but I don't chase. Only because I like to, I'm very realistic with what I'm dealing with. So whatever I'm shown is how I'll take it. So if I feel as though you're not as interested as me, then I'll just, dead the situation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally. That was good.
That shit was Poetic has merch, guys. If you're excited as I am, please head over to thatshitwaspoetic.storeenvy.com. That's STORENVY.com and grab our 11-ounce mug. If you're a coffee or tea drinker, listen to our podcast and sip your favorite beverage. If you love this podcast, please support our merch.
My question is more so to the young ladies in the room. Are you guys, and even the gentlemen that's sitting here, are you guys like open enough in whenever you're in a relationship or if you're currently in a relationship to have like open dialogue with whoever you're in a relationship with? Like just common conversation just like this, questions like this, just to know where I guess the person that you're supposedly in a relationship with is on the same page as you. Mm-hmm. Like being open and talking. I think dialogue is so important to know where you stand. If this person wants the same thing I want, can we find a happy medium with what we want? Are you guys open and have conversations like this?
Yeah, definitely being like open. Like my thing is for me to like be with someone, like I want you to have like respect for me and loyalty. And I want you to tell me like how you feel about certain situations and not like hide your feelings. And then we're arguing about something and we can't come to a compromise or an agreement to just come together.
Totally.
For me, I think it's like I agree with you. Like I want you to feel comfortable with me. I want you to, feel like I'm your friend, but also have that level of respect. Like I'm also the person that you're in a relationship with, but I don't want you to feel like, if we have certain conversations, like I'm going to get upset by your response or, have an attitude. People get in their feelings sometimes, and when you're honest with each other, sometimes a person can get in their feelings. But even if you do get in your feelings, and I'm not saying don't get in your feelings, come back to and realize like, we're just having a conversation. It's general conversation.
Time, like you saying it for a reason. Like you've experienced that and you just haven't like been verbal about it. But also like going into because everything could be all fun and games, but when it's time to like get serious and really work on the relationship or like bring up any issues and concerns, like just not automatically like shut down. Like, oh, okay, she about to say whatever, or he about to say whatever, and then just shut down, or just kind of be like, I'm about to listen to this right now. Like just being open enough.
Yeah, with general conversation, like we can't always personalize everything. Like if you and the person I'm with and we just having a conversation, it does not necessarily mean I'm basing this off of my relationship, how I feel about our relationship. We're just generally talking like we are today. We're generally conversating. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is going to come from how you feel and, your values, all of that. But it's not so much, well, in my relationship, I'm doing this or I'm doing that,
I think for me personally, sometimes I generalize it only because with that dialogue, I'm starting to see how you feel and how you think and your values, and then it makes me question of like, do I really want to be with a person who thinks like this or believe these certain things? You know what I mean?
Right.
I try not to, but I just kind of foresee us clashing in the end because it's like, I don't believe this or I don't think this, so how are we gonna have a ground?
And I think that's where you start to tie in certain things when you learning somebody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Y'all conversating and you are seeing how they think. But at the same time, like an answer can sometimes be a general answer, or sometimes it can be like, okay, well, maybe I didn't think about it in that aspect or of my relationship,
I think it's about respecting another person's views,
feelings, and answers. Exactly. I find that when we're asking questions and having open dialogue, we, by another person's response, you already in your own head forming your own opinion of, I know what I'm not about to do. I'm about to shut this down. Yeah. Open. You've now closed down an entire conversation because of your own perspective view. Allow that dialogue to keep flowing, that communication to flow. Allow that to just keep it organic so that the person that you're talking to still feels comfortable in answering that. You're going to get so much more if you don't shut that conversation down. Yeah. You'll really get a true feeling or understanding of how that person's mind really works.
Yeah, because a lot of times, that's why I say you gotta learn when to tie it into your relationship and when to tie it in. Oh, that's just how you feel about the situation. But how do you feel about the situation between the two of us?
That's a whole different question.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
And
a
I think
whole
that
different
goes
question.
back to like, do you want to be pursued or chased? Like, really being clear on like what you want out of the relationship. Because like, if it's just, oh, I'm just trying to be with this girl just to be with her every day and like chill with her, or vice versa. And then like I'm coming to you, like I feel that like we're not connected. Like then it's like I'm not even in here for that. So wait, but then you never had that conversation. So it
Right,
kind
you
of just
never
goes back
knew
and forth.
where someone stood. So be comfortable in conversation
Yeah.
with others.
I learned like very recently that communication, like how important it is, because like I used to really like bottle up my emotions and like keep everything kind of to myself, but it hurt my relationship. So what I've learned is like you have to communicate, be clear on each other's needs and everything, and
That's right.
so it could be a happy relationship.
Absolutely.
For both each other's needs.
Yeah, and then don't shut down, because first of all, this is the first time in our relationship we're dealing with this. So how are you shutting down? Like either whatever party is shutting down, you can't shut down something we never experienced. We got to talk our way through it. I didn't even know that this was a factor. I didn't even know this was the feeling you were going to have, because we've never been here before.
And communicating opens that up.
I think it's kind of hard for like men more, because it's like men aren't like in touch with their emotions like that. Like
A lot aren't.
as like females. Like I just know my dad. My dad's not like that at all. He's not. He's just like, oh, I just do work and like he's like.
Right.
But my mom's more the emotional one. But
I think sometimes too, like it starts from childhood. You know what I'm saying? And males, like males have to feel comfortable at a younger age to feel like, okay, let me express what I'm going through and not just say, oh, well, he's a boy and boys don't cry or boys don't do this. Like they still have emotions, and the older you get, that's when you start, closing it, bottling it, and making you don't know how to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think that was a factor for me with dealing with guys once I grew up and started dealing with men, only because my dad personally always told my brothers like it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel your emotions, like it's like everything's okay. I've seen my dad crying, so to me personally, when I started dealing with guys who were very like closed off, I was just like, why are you acting like that? Like you're upset. I know you're upset. Be upset. It's okay. So
indeed,
I think it's about individuals being willing to be vulnerable.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and you could be vulnerable, but you have to trust the person that you're being vulnerable with.
absolutely.
That they'll hold, they'll catch you wherever you are and where you fall in your vulnerability.
Absolutely.
You gotta be there for it. That's right. That's right. Oh, that's good stuff.
This is some good stuff.
Oh my God, what you just said?
What
Everything. Because literally, I had a huge argument with my boyfriend about like communicating. Like he will always like hide his emotions and everything. So I'm like, I know you're mad. Why are you not telling what are you mad about? Nothing.
A lot of times they don't know how to like
Yeah.
deal with their feelings. Like they're quick to say like something that just sounds good, but it's like, is that really how you feel? Like what's like going down? Like just don't put a name to it. Like really.
So be like,
how
oh,
you
that's
feel.
soft, or you acting like a simp, and all that.
It's not easy though.
Yeah.
It's not. It's definitely not.
It stems
And you're hearing it
from
from a guy's
when
mouth. It's
you've
not easy
been
to
there,
hear.
in there. So it's fearful.
Like I've never seen my dad cry ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
And I think that's important, you know what I'm saying? Because how we are as adults stem from how we were as children. You know what I'm saying?
What
Like
we saw as children,
yeah.
the relationships around
Yeah.
us that we saw as children, your parents or whoever, whatever the case may be.
I think it's different though. It's kind of crazy because while my dad was emotional, my mom's not. Because like I've only seen my mom cry like if somebody died, but other than that, like she doesn't really cry. And like one time, I forgot what I was crying about. I was crying about something. It was kind of dumb, but she was just like, "Why are you crying? You're not supposed to cry. You shouldn't be crying." Like da 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 da. So it's like she is emotional, but to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Where my dad shows his emotions a lot.
but have you dug into
I know why my mom's like
Okay.
that. She's mostly like that because she wasn't raised by her mother. She was raised by a man.
Okay.
So it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
Wow.
It's always great conversation when you can have more seasoned individuals versus a younger individual. The two can collab. The two can come up with different ideas and different opinions. I think when you have different opinions, it makes for better conversation. And that's what we did today. We dialogued on the conversation and topic surrounding pursuing and chasing. So today I want you to listen to this conversation and voice your opinion. You can leave us a voice message on That Shit Was Poetic, voicing your opinion, or you can go on Instagram, That Shit Was Poetic, and leave us a comment. Thanks for tuning in. So thanks for tuning in to That Shit Was Poetic. I'm your host, Nikki, and tune in every Friday for new episodes. To check out our old episodes, follow That Shit Was Poetic on all streaming services, Spotify or Google Play, or follow us on the Anchor app to leave a comment. To be featured in our podcast, email or DM us on thatshitwaspoetic@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in.